They call it the Great Equalizer. In 1873, a piece of steel weighing less than 3 pounds changed the American frontier forever. The Colt Single Action Army, the Peacemaker, was more than a gun. It was a marvel of industrial genius and the heartbeat of the myth that built the American West. Listen closely when you cock the hammer. Hear that? Fans say those 4 clicks spell out COLT. Each click tells a story of survival, invention, and a lawless land tamed by ingenuity. Today, we're uncovering the hidden history of the Peacemaker, from the widow who saved the empire, to the survival rules that kept cowboys alive, and the myths that turned a revolver into legend. The Peacemaker's journey didn't start with triumph. It started with disaster. Samuel Colt died in 1862, leaving his company leaderless. 2 years later, a massive fire leveled his Hartford factory, leaving the brand in ruins. Enter Elizabeth Colt, Samuel's widow. Unlike her husband, Elizabeth had the foresight to insure the factory. With that money, she didn't just rebuild, she revolutionized the industry. She implemented the American system of manufacturing, introducing interchangeable parts. For the first time, a cowboy in the middle of nowhere didn't need a master gunsmith. He could fix his gun with a mail-order spring. Without Elizabeth's vision, the Peacemaker might have been a forgotten footnote in history. The Colt won the West not just through firepower, but through smart logistics. In 1877, Colt introduced the Frontier six-shooter, chambered in 4440. Why does that matter? Because it used the exact same cartridge as the Winchester 73 rifle. One belt of ammo, 2 guns, 0 mistakes. That's how you survived in the lawless frontier. Even the U.S. Army noticed. Faster reloading guns existed, but soldiers demanded the Colt for its tank-like solid frame. But power came with rules. Frontier users lived by the 5-round rule. Without a modern safety, they loaded only 5 bullets and rested the hammer on an empty chamber. Drop the gun? No disaster. One simple habit saved lives. The name Peacemaker wasn't a military title. It was marketing genius. Distributor Benjamin Kittredge saw a revolver and imagined a tool that could bring order to chaos. It became the sidearm of lawmen like Bass Reeves, who arrested over 3,000 felons, and even outlaws like Billy the Kid. But fact and fiction blended quickly. The famous Buntline Special, a 12-inch barreled Colt supposedly given to Wyatt Earp, likely never existed. Yet the legend was so powerful that Colt started producing them in the 1950s just to satisfy fans. The Peacemaker had stopped being just a gun. It had become a symbol, a canvas where morality was measured by steady hands and deliberate action. Today, the Peacemaker refuses to fade into a museum display. Its single-action mechanism forces shooters to slow down, breathe, and commit to every shot. That deliberate pace inspired cowboy action shooting, a global sport celebrating frontier skills. From the dusty trails of the 1880s to the digital streets of Red Dead Redemption 2, to the holsters of bounty hunters in a galaxy far, far away, and even the TV series Peacemaker, this revolver remains the ultimate symbol of skill, discipline, and storytelling. Elizabeth Colt personally supervised the assembly lines to ensure every gun was perfect. That attention to detail echoes in every modern reproduction today. Legendary status isn't just about engineering, it's about the stories we tell. Myths like Wyatt Earp's Buntline or every cowboy carried one may be false, but they shaped culture. They turned steel and wood into a moral symbol, a bridge between eras, and an icon that still fires in our imagination. 150 years later, the Peacemaker isn't just a revolver, it's the echo of the American frontier, still alive in the stories we tell, the games we play, and the myths we believe. Now it's your turn. If you were heading into the wilderness in 1873, which would you trust? The rugged, tank-like Colt Peacemaker, or the fast-reloading Smith & Wesson Schofield? Drop your choice in the comments, speed or reliability. And if you want to see how the Winchester 73 became the Peacemaker's perfect partner, click the video on your screen right now. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the tools that shaped history.